Something that feels illegal that isn't, and this is it. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name's Lisa. I'm a women's online fitness coach who's been helping women for over a decade become their healthiest, happiest, and hottest self. If you're not new here, welcome back. Thanks so much for joining me again. I appreciate every single one of you. So today we are hitting a leg day, and I plan on it being an intense leg day because I'm just in the mood to like sweat and work hard and grow the ass. You know, that's always the end goal, right? Grow the booty. So that's what we're going to do. Today, we're going to talk about why being a people pleaser could potentially be holding you back from reaching your goals. And as a recovering people pleaser, I know this better than like anybody else. So if you struggle with setting boundaries, if you struggle with saying no, if you struggle with making yourself a priority, because you cannot reach your goals if you never make yourself a priority. Like any goals, fitness goals, financial goals, relationship goals, professional goals, whatever it is. If you can never make yourself a priority, you are never going to be happy, essentially. So enough jibber jabbering. Let's drink some pre-workout and go hit some legs. Cheers. So we are starting with abductions and adductions to get the glutes warmed up before this leg day. I always like to do some abductions just to make sure glutes are engaged. We can get the most out of our workout. I like to do a little bit of hammies, like hamstring curls, and then sometimes leg extensions, but we won't do that today because I did a very heavy quad focus workout earlier this week. So we're just going to focus on glutes and hammies mostly today. Easy way to remember these: adduction means to bring together, like so. So adduction, ADD. Abduction, ABD, means to bring apart. So I have a question for you. Do you struggle with feeling like guilt or shame when you try to make yourself a priority? Like if you want to go to the gym, do you feel guilty about it because you're taking time away from your kids or your spouse, or thinking about all the other things that you could be doing, like cleaning the house and things like that? I want you to think about that. And if the answer is yes, then we need to work on setting boundaries. Because one of the biggest things I tell my clients is you have to be a priority within your own life. Because a healthier and happier version of you is a better version of you for everybody else. It's not selfish to take care of you. The whole saying, like, you can't pour from an empty cup is so freaking true. Like, you are going to lead yourself to burnout and feeling like shit and not being present in your own life because you're not taking care of yourself and your needs. In the grand scheme of things, committing 4 hours to yourself a week to focus on your health and fitness is nothing. I'm not going to do the math because I'm not a mathematician, but I feel like that 4 hours. Okay, let's do the math. We'll do the math together. So we're going to round up to make things easier. So 25 hours a day times 7 would be 175 hours. And then we're going to subtract 7 since we rounded up. So 168 hours is what you have in a week. 4 of those you can commit to yourself and being in the gym. That's what, 40? I can't do that math backwards, can I? Anyways, I can't do that math, but that's such a little percentage of the hours that you actually have in a week to go to the gym or work out at home or go do some sort of, workout class that you enjoy. That is minuscule. 4 hours compared to 168 hours. Okay, we're gonna do one more set and then we're gonna go do some hammies. But when you break it down like that, right, it sounds like nothing. I know in the moment you can be like, oh man, taking an hour out of my day to go to the gym right now just feels really inconvenient, or it's taking away time from my kids or whatever. But that's 4 hours out of 168 a week. That's actually like a conversation I've had. Oops, what am I doing? Why can't I? Ugh. Hold on. Technical difficulties. Ooh, why does that feel so freaking heavy all of a sudden? That's the same way I used on the last set. All right, we're just going to drop it because I don't know what the fuck happened. But
that was a conversation I've literally had with a client recently. Why does it feel so heavy? I feel like something's wrong. We're gonna drop it one more time. I don't know what's going on. Did I break it? I don't think I did. Oh, wait. It's because I'm doing adductions. When I do abductions, I do 110 pounds. When I do adductions, I do like 65. So I just tried to do adductions at 110. We're going to do it at 80. Oh, I can do 80. Okay, I need to stop being a little bitch and doing it at 65. But anyways, I've been having this conversation with one of my clients because she's a teacher. And so she's at work, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. every day. And she splits custody with her son, or like for her son with her ex-husband. And so she's like, I don't want to keep my son at daycare an hour longer on the weeks that I have him. And I'm like, I get it. But we also have to understand that you need to take care of you. And if you don't take that time to focus on you, what happens? And she basically said, like, she gets a lot snappier at her son. She she doesn't feel as good physically and mentally and things like that. So I'm like, that 1 hour makes a significant difference for you and him. It's not taking time away from him. It's giving that time to yourself so you can be a better mom and show up better for him. You can show up better as a teacher. You can show up better as a girlfriend. You can show up better as a mom. You can show up better as a daughter, like all of these things, because you took that time to focus on you. Whew. Okay, enough of those. We're going to go to lying down hamstring curls. You're going to flex your feet, drive your glutes up to touch your butt. I think a lot of people, especially people that don't go to the gym, think of it as being selfish because, like, I plan my day, my events around the gym, right? If that's a day I'm going to the gym, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to the gym first. I'm going to do all these things later. And I say that to people like, okay, I'm going to go to the gym and then we can do this, whatever. And I remember when I was first starting to go to the gym a lot, I would get comments from other people of like, do you have to go today? Can't you go tomorrow? You're taking this too serious. You're obsessed. And all of these things and judgment and comments from people that weren't doing it themselves. At first I did feel guilt and shame. And I was like, maybe I am taking this too seriously. Maybe I do need to be a little bit more lax. And then over time, I really developed the like, fuck that. No, this is for me. This is for my mental health, my physical health. It makes me feel good. I deserve to go and take care of myself. So, it's about understanding that you're a priority and basically just saying fuck everybody else and their opinion about it. They can judge all they want. Okay, hip thrust next. If you don't have a fancy schmancy hip thrust machine, you can set it up with a barbell or in the Smith machine. But I'm lazy, so I'm really thankful my gym has this machine. We're gonna do probably 4 sets here, and I wanna go kind of heavy today. So we're gonna warm up with 45s and then go up from there. So you always wanna make sure your pad is like on your hips, okay? You don't want it too high or too low. You want your knees at a 90-degree angle. I am having major FOMO this weekend because it is the When We Were Young festival here in Vegas. It's basically like a huge little emo festival, and I'm bummed I'm not going this year. Well, I have never been. I've wanted to go. I might go next year. I did end up going. A lot of the bands will do like little concerts on Friday night before When We Were Young starts Saturday. So Friday night, I did go to area 15 or 51. I always get it wrong. I know one is the government thing, and then the other one is there's like a building here that has like a whole bunch of cool shit in it called Area 15, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the fun one is Area 15. the story so far did a show there with a band called Tsunami, who was not really my type of music. Tsunami was just like way too intense for me, but I do like a story so far. And my boyfriend really likes them too, so that was why we went. I'm kind of bummed because Hawthorne Heights ended up playing a show at the Stratosphere, and All Time Low ended up doing a free show on Fremont, but we'd already gotten tickets for a story so far. It was fun, but definitely seeing like all over Instagram yesterday, everyone's posts at when we were young and things like that. I definitely am sad. I want to see Mayday Parade, Panic at the Disco, Hawthorne Heights, Chiodos, just all those bands I listened to like in middle school and high school that like during my little emo phase that we all go through. Or was it really just a phase? Who knows? But I saw the funniest video. My friend Emily posted it on Instagram. And it was basically like, what's something that feels illegal that isn't? And this is it. Taking your pants off in the gym. Feels like it's something that should be illegal, but it's not. Okay. We got 245s. So this is gonna be our working weight. See, the thing is, like, I see girls that will have like 445s on these, and I can't do it. I guess my glutes just aren't that strong, but also I don't want to. So I just do, the 245s. And to go back to what we were talking about, the main reason why making yourself a priority is you're using it as an excuse to not do the shit you need to do. So like, blaming the fact that your husband, you have to cook two separate things because your husband doesn't want to eat what you're going to eat, or saying that you need to get the house spotless before you can go do things. Those are all just excuses. You need to kind of reorganize your priorities and what you want your life to look like. And you need to put yourself at the top of the list because, like I said, you can't be the best version of you and do all the other shit if you don't focus on yourself. Hold on, let me do this set. And that's always something that like my clients will struggle with when we first start working together is they're like, how do I balance everything? And the best way to balance everything is by creating a plan and creating a routine. So I personally love a really clean house, and I will spend all day cleaning instead of doing shit that I need to do. So what I've had to do is like break up my chores into like daily things. I always make sure the kitchen's clean. I vacuum every day, but that takes me maybe 15-30 minutes of my day. And then the deep cleaning stuff I save for other days, like my rest days and stuff like that. So you just have to figure out what your routine and balance looks like for you, because it does look different for everybody. My legs are shaking. And we're going to do some RDLs next, because your girl just got to do RDLs every day. They're my favorite. Okay, so both squat racks are taken. So we're going to do RDLs just right here. We're going to do cable RDLs, which is like a really nice variation, especially if you struggle to either hold the bar heavy enough or if you just struggle with the hip hinge movement. So we're going to go. This is a bit provocative, so I understand if you're uncomfortable, or if you have like a hoodie, you can like wrap it around your waist. I could have put my joggers back on, whatever. So you're going to step back. You're going to have your normal RDL form, feet hip distance, shoulders down and back, forward, squeeze the glutes. Then we're immediately going to go into cable abductions. Just the weight, grab a plate. The plate is to give you elevation. So when you bring your foot back, it's not hitting the ground. You're going to turn that toe in. This is a really good superset to get your butt burning. Also, update on my little cut that I'm doing, my journey to abs for summer 2026. I hit 148.9 like 2 days ago. And when I started this like 3 weeks ago ish, the beginning of October, it's October 19th today, I was 152.9. So we're slowly heading in the right direction. I actually did cardio this past week and stopped slacking. And the reason I was slacking on cardio is literally what we've been talking about this whole time, which was I was like making excuses, feeling like I had to do every other thing, like clean, client work, content. And like, yes, that is my job, but like I was skipping the one thing that I knew I needed to do that was going to propel me forward to where I wanted to be. And I've actually been able to do better content, help my clients better because I feel like I'm on track. So that's something that I think is like really powerful, is when you feel like you're in control and when you're doing the shit you need to do, you show up better and you build confidence in yourself, because when you do the shit you said you're going to do, that's literally how you build confidence. So I guess the next thing we should talk about is, well, how do I make myself a priority? Number one, I think you need to communicate with the people around you so they understand why you're doing. I'm sweating today. I've been taking new pre-workout, and I think it's making me sweat. But you need to communicate to the people that are close to you and tell them what your goals are, why they're important to you, and what you need from them, and what reaching those goals is going to require of you. So letting them know, hey, I'm going to be going to the gym 4 times a week. I'm going to be meal prepping, and you can eat what I meal prep, or you can make your own shit, stuff like that. But setting those expectations, because I think if you don't, and then you let their comments or their opinions or your goals, if they're inconveniencing them and they consistently talk about it, your goals are eventually just they don't matter anymore because they've already dismissed it. And then the longer you let them dismiss it, they're not going to take it seriously, and the less you're going to take it seriously. So you're just never going to do it. So communication is super important. And then I think creating a plan of, okay, I'm going to go to the gym these 4 days. I'm going to meal prep Sunday and Wednesday. I need you to pick the kids up from soccer on this day so I can go to the gym. Like stuff like that. And create like a full-on plan so everyone's on the same page. Put it on a fucking calendar if you need to, whatever. But no one's going to find your goals more important than you do. And if you keep letting them go to the wayside, you're never going to get there. All right. Abductions again? Why, yes. Another set of abductions. I just feel like they all hit your glutes differently, and people might disagree with that. And that's totally cool. Like, scientifically, mathematically, you do not need to do the first abduction machine that we did and the cable abductions we just did and this. Like, you don't need to do it, but it feels good. I feel like my glutes get a really good pump, and I just like it. So there's a fine line between, I think, when it comes to training, of like being 100% efficient and then also incorporating things that you like and things that make you feel good and things that you just feel really good engagement with. Like there's certain machines that I do that, like there's certain machines that I just don't feel. So like reverse hack squats, like literally any reverse hack squat machine I've used, do not feel it in my hamstrings. I don't know if it's like a height thing. Sometimes machines are hard. I'm 5'1", and they're just not set up for someone small like me. So I don't do machine reverse hack squats at all. Like I do barbell RDLs. I'll do RDLs like we just did. I'll do good mornings. Haven't done those in a really long time. Maybe we'll do those today. But I feel my hamstrings and my glutes much more and things like that. Whereas other people swear by hack squats and they love them. So I feel like as you get further along in your fitness journey, you kind of learn and experience what challenges you, what feels good, what doesn't work. Okay, if your gym has any kind of pads like this, they're like gardening looking pads, and you're short, you don't even have to be short. If you just need a little bit more help and feeling these in your glutes, because sometimes I feel like I can't push my hips far enough to where I want them to. Um, but these really help. So you could do this in a regular abduction machine too. Grab the pads, stick them there, and now you got like a little extra inch that's pushing you further, if that makes sense. It looks weird, it sounds weird, but once you do it, you're like, whoa, that is a weird, more engaging sensation. My friend Stacy back in South Carolina taught me this, and she's got dream glutes, so we listen. Well, basically, today's take home from this video was you're the only one that can make shit happen so you can reach your goals. And if you keep letting everything else, everyone else come before those, you're never going to get there because no one's going to care about your goals as much as you do. No one's going to put as much like time, energy, sacrifice into them as you are. So you have to find a way to make it fit into your life. And you need to start telling yourself every single day, I deserve to be the healthiest, happiest, and hottest version of myself. Like, I want that to be your daily mantra. Say it in the mirror every fucking morning so you can start believing it. And then your actions will start to follow that. So, your homework, start saying that affirmation in the morning every day. I deserve to be my healthiest, happiest, and hottest self. Talk to the people around you that you need to talk to, whether it's your spouse, whoever picks up your kids. Maybe your boss doesn't understand boundaries and like always asks you to work late or go to happy hour with them or stuff like that. Talk to all of these people and say, hey, I am on a journey to change my health and improve my health. These are my boundaries now. If you want to grab happy hour with me, okay, let's do it on a day I'm not going to the gym. Or maybe we can make it a healthy thing of like, I don't know, let's go somewhere and get a protein shake. I don't know. These are just ideas, but I hope you get what I'm saying. You have to make yourself a priority because nobody else is going to do it for you. Again, as a recovering people pleaser, it is hard to put your foot down and say, I am a priority. I can't do this because I need to do this for myself. That is the hardest thing ever. You have to care more about disappointing yourself than you care about disappointing other people. Because that's something I've learned the hard way is you cannot make other people happy. You cannot force them to be happy. The only person you can make happy is yourself. And if you're not happy with yourself, well, then we got a lot of issues there. So those are my words, my wise words for today. I hope you get a big booty from this workout as well. I hope you start to set some boundaries, and I hope you start to feel like you are worth the time and effort because you are. You deserve it. But I will see you guys next week. Thanks so much for watching another video.